2023. When we announced the suspension of our protests one more time yesterday, we said we would summon our 7-member delegation to the bipartisan talks for debriefing and fresh instructions. This has been the meeting with the said delegation for a debriefing, and they have properly been debriefed. All the 6 of them, except the 1 member who was not here with us today. This meeting resolved to approach and participate in the talks with clean hands in the interest of the country, and that the talks need to start immediately. Our issues remain what we always said. They are: 1, we want the state to intervene and reduce the cost can come back to retailing at Kenya shillings BC. Number 4, an end to the interference in the management and operations of political parties with a view of co-opting and paralyzing these parties. We still believe the talks cannot be driven entirely, and this is a very important point that had been raised exclusively through a parliamentary process. There must be an avenue to be inclusive. We still believe the talks cannot be driven entirely, and this is a very important point that had been raised much earlier, that the talks cannot, there must be an avenue to be inclusive and to allow for the participation of players from outside Parliament in the talks.
Are we ready?
Yes, that's okay.
Huh? Okay, members of the Fourth Estate, this is a meeting of Azimio Council attended by members of the special committee that has been appointed to carry out negotiations with the Kenya Kwanza on outstanding issues. So we have a statement.
Who sent her apologies. And this is the statement we wish to make after the Azimio debriefing meeting with delegation to the bipartisan talks on this 4th day of May 2023. When we announced the suspension of our protests one more time yesterday, we said we would summon our 7-member delegation to the bipartisan talks for debriefing and fresh instructions. This has been the meeting with the state. Our issues remain what we always said. They are: 1, we want the state to intervene and reduce the cost of basic commodities and services, including food, fuel, electricity, and school fees. We want the subsidies that were scrapped to be restored so that unga can come back to retailing at Kenya shillings 100. Audit, this is the second point, the audit of the 20. We are aware, and many Kenyans are aware, that during our last protest, Gachagua, the threats notwithstanding, we will youths who have been arrested and arraigned in court on trumped-up charges must be released unconditionally ahead of the talks. During the protest this last Tuesday, a number of hired thugs, to make this very clear, we are not interested in any deals other than open talks on issues we have made public. We have also instructed our delegates